Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another large block ship. This one is another great one for survival mode, means it has all the basics you need, barring guns, so if you do want to use this in combat, you will have to attach them on yourself. That's entirely up to you whether you want to do that. But this is called the Muna Corvette, which is this lovely thing that I'm currently standing on, and it comes in a grey, white and blue colouring with two big ramming spikes at the front to slam into your enemies with. And I think that's how I'm going to end this video. We're going to slam straight into an asteroid, see what kind of damage we deal to it. But yes, we've got ourselves a hangar bay at the back, so we can store a land vehicle, or a small fighter, small miner ship, depending on what we want. We've got a fairly large interior with all the usual good stuff inside, plenty of programmable blocks with nothing set on, so we've got some customization through that. I can recommend having the auto-door and LL script just straight off the bat. And we come with both hydrogen and atmospheric thrusters, primarily hydrogen though, so we can fly through space and on a planet. So press the F10 and find this in spawn menu. The Muna Corvette is 810 large blocks using a couple of the DLC packs. We see here a tiny bit of information about it, such as it's mainly hydrogen based, has supported atmospheric thrusters for planetary flight, and works well as a lander. We can also see it's got assemblies, basic refineries, O2 H2 generators, oxygen tanks, hydrogen tanks, large cargo containers, 3 of them, a gravity generator so we jump, we don't randomly fly away, and there's this block and PCU. So go give this thing a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, have a quick look around the outside, then we're going to have a tour of the interior, fly around for a bit, then like I said, we'll slam it into the asteroid, put those ramming spikes to very good use. So for the very front of this Corvette, this is what we get, and that's a bunch of window blocks where we can peer inside of our bridge. We've got ourselves a lone control seat to drive this thing around. Right behind that, we can just about make out some ladders that go all the way down to the bottom here. We've got ourselves a couple of sofas for your passengers to sit on, so they get a good view of what's going on as you fly this thing around. Anyway, to the left and right of that section, we've got our antennas, which I'm calling ramming spikes. Then below our cockpit, below our bridge even, then we've got our hydrogen thruster, one hydrogen thruster to help slow this thing down. If we move around onto the side, past this antenna, there we go, we've seen atmospheric thrusters help slow this thing down while on the planet. Then around onto the side there, that's how that antenna has been set up. Then we see some fantastic use of our blast edge blocks going all the way along, a couple stairs here and there, and some conveyor caps just adding as a bit of decoration. Moving across slightly next to this atmospheric thruster, we then got ourselves a hydrogen tank, a large hydrogen tank, a little bit exposed so it can explode and do a lot of damage to the ship if that does happen. But yes, due to the way it has been positioned, very easy to cover that up and protect it if you are worried about that exploding. But as it stands, it should be fine, as long as you've got someone who can protect you, or a drone that can protect you when you're flying through hostile territory. Moving down slightly, moving across onto the side, past this section, there's more hydrogen thrusters for our left and right. Over to this part, this is both your docking pad and your way in and out. It's the same on the opposite side, so you've got a little catwalk to come and land down on, then a doorway to go further into the ship. Across there, we've got some fantastic use of our pipe blocks, just coming all the way around towards the very back here. And then at the very back, this is what's going to push us around, which is 6 hydrogen thrusters, which should give us some nice speed. Down to here is our hangar bay, where like I said, we can get a land vehicle in here, because it has been set up to incorporate a land vehicle, or we can use a fighter ship or mining ship, depending on what we want on our adventures. Moving across here and just looking down, there we go, we've got some more blast edge blocks with an interior light to light up this section. Over to this part, we then see some more pipe blocks with some catwalks on the front of it. And then we've got some inset light blocks, once again, just lighting up this general area. Then for a quick little looky on the inside here, this is the size we get for our hangar bay. And there we are, it is a very small section, so it will be a very tiny fighter or a tiny mining ship inside this section. Just come back to this section a bit later on. Coming out to here, and then moving all the way up. Here we go, past these blast edge blocks. We then got blinking white light at the top here. Then moving up and looking down. There we go, more hydrogen thrusters, more of our white, grey and blue steel blocks. Over this part, we can see our large container in the middle, being covered up by some armor panels going all the way along the top. Then got our basic refineries on the left and right hand side, with our access panels being covered up by conveyor cap. Then moving across the middle there, we see even more of our cargo containers. So this is all 3, a little bit exposed, but like the hydrogen tanks, very easily fixable if you are worried about them exploding. And then towards the front here, here's another hydrogen thruster, and there's our hydrogen tank for the opposite side, but once again our atmospheric thruster as well for the opposite side. Moving towards the front, there's our steps for our little bit of decoration towards the front. That's where I'm standing. And there's our window block at the front, so we can peer down into our bridge to see what's going on. Dropping down and coming underneath this thing, here we go, past that hydrogen thruster, and you've got our 2 stairs, then putting on my light there. Moving all the way across, there's the bottom of our hydrogen tanks, There's our 2 flat atmospheric thrusters to assist us while on a planet. Then towards the back there, 6 more hydrogen thrusters to assist us on a planet, and of course, through space. And there we are. That's out for the outside of the Muna Corvette, and looks fantastic how it's been set up. It looks very vanilla with its overall design. Looks like something that could be in the base game by default made by Keen. But yes, it's got all the functionality you need for survival mode, and should prove very well in survival mode as well. So grabbing hold of my character, what we're going to do now is come around to one of these side doors and have a look around the inside. So landing down to here, opening up this doorway, closing it right behind me, and this is what we're greeted with. So a small little walkway that comes across into this part, where we instantly come into our hangar bay, where here's the button panel at the front there, where as you can see, we can clearly hit that button to open it up and let the vehicles come in and out. Of course, close it out once again, and there we are. Over there's the door for the opposite side, but we ignore that. Coming down these steps, into here, we can see we've got some more cowboys covering up our curved conveyors. Then turning around, there's our connector to dock up our ships, our land vehicles, or whatever. Looking up there, nice little lights, and there is the bottom of our cargo container that sticks out from the top of the ship. But yes, this area is quite small, so you have to be quite compact with your overall design, whatever vehicle you want to store inside here. But as for that, it's time to come up these steps and open up the doorway and go further into the ship. So coming past this, opening up this doorway, closing out right behind me. Oh god, what happened there? It appears that the ship tried to kill me. Anyway, opening up this doorway, closing it right behind me once again, here we are at our main interior. So to the left of me, we've got a full-on medical bay block, change your outfit, respawn on and recharge your tanks. To the right-hand side, we've got a bed, a little kitchen table, and our fish block for a little bit of entertainment. Turning around, looking up, we've got some programmable blocks, nothing going on with them. So like I said, adding the auto-dawn LL script or an LL script in general would be very good for this ship, but for the rest of the programmable blocks, could be entirely up to you. Maybe the radar script, maybe the cruise control, it's all on you. Yes, before we come through that, because that's going to take us to the front, while one dude come all the way down, so past his O2HU generator, past his little sorter pointing all the way this way, and down these steps, this is what we get. So we've got another programmable block right here, got another little light this section, there's that curve conveyor linking the entire ship across, and there's a little LCD screen showing us a few advertisements that are slowly building across between a couple of them for a little bit of amusement. Anyway, across to here, a little seat to sit on, there we go, hopping out of this chair, coming back around and up these steps, here we go, more the way around, opening up this doorway, hopefully this is the correct way, I believe it is, yes it is, closing up the door, walking through this part, and here we are at our main bridge. So looking up and around, we've got a fantastic view all the way around this section. As per usual, there will be links to Skybox I'm currently using in the description below if you are interested. Yes, there's our antenna on the side there, and left and right are our ramming spikes even. Before we get into the seat, coming all the way down this ladder shaft, down to the bottom, and here's our little seat for your passengers to sit on, and for you where you're going, and of course their impending doom as you charge along towards an asteroid. Behind this seat and coming back up that ladder, here we go, hopping into the seat, and here we are, bringing up the HUD, we've got no controls, but if you did want to have controls on this, I could recommend having some controls for your hydrogen thrusters, or we got atmospheric thrusters, turn off the ones at the front so if you move forwards you won't slow down, put you into a cruise, maybe have controls for your hangar bay at the back, open and close it, and of course for that connector in the hangar bay, and maybe a master toggle for all doors to close them all up, and maybe switch them off, make sure nobody can escape once they're on board your ship. But anyway, moving this thing forwards, this is what we get for our speed, as by having so few thrusters for such a large ship, we've got a surprising amount of speed, but coming to a stop is a lot slower, so you may want to do 180 to slow this thing down, but what I am going to do is just let this thing come to a stop naturally, for moving left and right. Here we are, so moving left, moving right, we've got some nice speed with that. Not the fastest thing in the world, but certainly better than a lot of ships I have showcased in the past. Moving down feels a lot faster than left and right, and then moving up could be the fastest thing out of everything. Yes, it is very comparable to moving forwards, but feels a little bit faster. Then as for gyroscope controls, when this thing comes to a stop, there we go, that'll do. Moving this thing around, this is what we get. And yes, if you want to do a 180, it will take a little bit of time. We do have just enough control to do a 180 if you want to stop it a bit quicker, if you do need to use it as an emergency maneuver to stop yourself slamming into your base or another ship. But as it stands, we've got a nice lot of control over this, be able to maneuver around asteroids, maybe get yourself into a nice position where your enemies can't shoot you, or to land down on a very awkward pad, or to line up your connectors on the side to a trade station or another player's base. But as for that, that's pretty much it for all this ship has to offer. It looks fantastic, so a nice lot of functionality on there, and like I said, you could always upgrade this with guns if you are worried about drones coming in and ruining your day. That's entirely up to you for what you want to do, and whether or not you have drones enabled in your world. Yes, to end this video, what we're going to do now is slam straight into this asteroid in the distance, put those ramming spikes to very good use, and see how this ship crumbles, because there's not much else to talk about with this thing. It's just a fantastic little ship to use in your world. And here we go, in about 5 seconds time. 4, 3, 2, 1, straight to the side there. And there we go, that was a lovely big crash. The fish block has survived, so that's jolly good stuff. We have lost the front. It looks like I could be able to slap on a cockpit onto this to fly away. So we'll do that right now. So typing in that, and bring across the industrial cockpit, which I do absolutely adore as a block. And then moving across, making sure it's the right way up. There we go. Hopping inside. Can we drive this thing around? Yes, we can move this thing backwards, but we can't move this thing forwards. How odd is that? So we can move this thing backwards. That hydrogen thruster, that lone hydrogen thruster is working. But back there and on the sides, we completely lost our thrusters. So we will have to use a 180 to slow this thing down if I do want to use it as such. If not, I will have to connect it all up, make sure it's all working. But that's a very odd thing to happen. Just have one hydrogen thruster still functioning, but the back, which doesn't look like it was damaged at all, being completely disconnected. But yes, that's how this video. There'll be a link to the description below, along with a link to Skybox I'm currently using. I'll be back with another video sometime soon. Bye bye.